Darkness filled the space station. Only a few red lights blinked slowly in the hallway. The power was dying. So was he. Commander Jax Carter sat alone inside the control room. His body was weak, and his breath was short. The oxygen level was low. His biofilter showed 1%. After that, death. He looked at a small photo stuck on the screen in front of him. A woman and a child smiled at him from the picture, almost home. He whispered, but even he didn't believe it. Suddenly, a sharp beep-beep sound broke the silence. Jax turned his head slowly. It was the communications panel. "No way," he muttered. "That thing's been dead for hours." He pushed a few buttons. Static noise filled the room. Then, something different, a voice. But not a human one. It was deep, broken, alien. He couldn't understand it. Not fully. He pressed the translator key. Half of the message came through. Trapped. "Dying, please, anyone." Jack sat up straighter. "That's not from Earth." He listened again. The voice was full of pain, fear, and something else. Hope. Another survivor? Jax asked himself. No, not human. The stations. AI voice spoke softly. Biofilter at 0.9%. Life support critical. Jax looked at the screen. The signal was coming from docking bay 7, the most damaged part of the station. Stupid idea, he said to himself. Dying for some alien? I don't even know what it is. But the voice repeated, slower, weaker. Help, please. Jax stood up. His legs shook. He grabbed his emergency oxygen pack and gun, just in case. He opened the door and stepped into the dark hallway. The walk to docking bay 7 was quiet. Too quiet. The lights flickered above him. Pieces of broken metal floated around. The station was falling apart. He reached the door. It was jammed. He kicked it. Once. Twice. Finally it slid open halfway. Inside was smoke, fire, and something else. A shape on the ground. A body. No, not a human. It was huge, covered in dark armor. Its chest moved slowly. It was still alive. Jax moved closer. The alien's eyes opened a little, glowing. It tried to sit up, but failed. Easy, Jax said, lifting its head. You sent the signal? The alien tried to speak. Its voice was weak. You, human? Yeah, Jax replied. And you're lucky I'm a nice one, the alien coughed. Thought. All humans, enemies. Jax raised an eyebrow. We've never even met. How can I be your enemy? The alien tried to smile. It didn't work. Suddenly, the wall beside them shook. Jax grabbed the alien's arm. We have to move, now. With all his strength, he pulled the alien up. The alien was heavy, but Jax didn't stop. He dragged him back through the hallway. One slow step at a time. The alien looked at him. Why? Help me? Jax didn't answer at first. Then he said, no one deserves to die alone. Back in the control room, Jax dropped the alien onto the medical bed. The bioscanner turned on and scanned the alien's body. It was badly injured, internal bleeding, broken ribs, and toxic exposure. Jax opened a medical box. I don't know your biology, but this might help, he said, injecting a small dose of general stabilizer. The alien groaned in pain, but the bleeding slowed. Outside the window, Jax saw a strange light. Something was floating near the station. A dark, sharp-looking ship, not human and not friendly. He turned to the alien. Are they with you? The alien shook his head slowly. They are deaf. Jax's heart sank. He knew it. This wasn't just a rescue. It was the beginning of something much bigger. Suddenly, the station lights flickered again. The IS voice returned. Unknown ship detected. External breach in 5 minutes. Jax stared at the alien. Who are they? Why are they coming? The alien closed his eyes. They consume all. Tech. flesh, life. Jax looked at the photo of his family again. He took a deep breath, and then said the words that changed everything. Then I guess we fight them. Together, it wasn't. Breathing. Not at first. Commander Jax leaned over the alien's body, hand on its armored chest. No movement, no sound. Just silence. Like space itself. He pressed harder. Then, a slow broken inhale. The alien was alive. Barely. Jax let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. You stubborn thing. You really don't want to die, huh? But in his mind, one question kept echoing. What kind of warrior wears armor like this? And still ends up crying for help? The alien was not like anything Jax had seen before. Its armor wasn't metal. It was some kind of living material, breathing faintly like skin. The helmet was cracked, showing gray-blue skin underneath and glowing. Veins across its jaw. Jax studied it with a mix of curiosity and caution. The medical scanner flashed red warnings. The alien's blood was thick, almost silver, toxic if exposed. Bones reinforced like steel. 3 hearts, 2 of them were still beating. He whispered, "What the hell are you?" Suddenly, the alien's hand shot out. It grabbed Jax by the collar and pulled him close. Jax didn't fight. He didn't flinch. He looked the alien straight in the eyes. "I'm not your enemy." The alien paused. Its glowing eyes narrowed. Then slowly, the grip loosened. "Not enemy," the alien repeated. Its voice was deep, rough, broken. It fell back onto the bed, breathing hard. Jax gave it a small nod. "Yeah, that's right." The silence between them was strange. Heavy. 2 soldiers from different worlds. One barely alive. The other almost out of air. Outside, the strange ship floated closer. Dark, sharp, silent. Jax looked at it through the window. "Is that what you were running from?" The alien's eyes didn't open, but it answered, "Yes, what is it?" Jax asked, "Pirates? Military?" The alien's voice shook. "Worse, machines, but alive. They learn, they eat, they infect. They kill planets." Jax swallowed hard. He remembered the static in the comms, the glitching lights, the failing AI. The enemy wasn't just outside. It was already here. He stood up and grabbed a shock rifle. "Look," he said, "my station is dying. My biofilter is shot. My people think I'm dead. And now I'm stuck with you and some murder bots knocking at the door." He turned back to the alien. "So if you've got a plan, now would be a great time to share it." The alien coughed again. This time blood came out, thick and black. "No plan," it said. "Just survive." Jax sighed. "Perfect." Suddenly, a deep thud echoed through the station. Jax's heart jumped. Another thud. Louder. Something was trying to get in. The lights flickered. And then the eye spoke. "Unauthorized presence detected in Sector 4. Life form unknown. Firewall compromised." Jax looked at the screen. A red warning flashed. "Intrusion detected. Internal threat." His eyes widened. "They're already inside." He looked at the alien. "Can you walk?" The alien nodded slowly. Jax handed it a plasma blade from his belt. "Good, because I think we're about to have company." They moved out of the room, Jax with his rifle, the alien limping with the blade. Their footsteps echoed in the silent halls. Ahead of them, the hallway lights began to fail, one by one. Behind them, the air grew colder. Jax whispered, "Whatever you are, I hope you can fight." The alien growled softly. "I was born for it." Just as they turned the corner, something dropped from the ceiling. It wasn't metal. Not flesh, a shape. Black, insect-like, glowing with red lines, no face. No eyes. It screamed, not a sound, but a digital noise that tore into their ears like broken code. Jax fired. The bullet hit. It exploded, but the thing split in two. both halves still crawling. The alien stepped forward and sliced with the plasma blade. Clean cut. Silence. But only for a second. Then the floor ahead opened, and more of them crawled out. Dozens. Hundreds. All shapes. All sharp. All wrong. Jocks and the alien backed up, shoulder to shoulder. "This is your fault," Jocks muttered. The alien smiled. "Just a little. No, this is just the beginning." The hallway smelled like burned wires and blood. Commander Jock stepped over the pieces of the dead crawler. Its metal limbs were still twitching. The air was hot, electric, like something was watching. Behind him, the alien warrior walked slow, breathing heavy, holding the plasma blade tightly. They didn't speak. There was nothing left to say. 10 minutes ago, Jax was alone, dying. Now he was side by side with a stranger from another world. And they were both running from the same thing, or worse, being hunted by it. Suddenly, the station's lights turned blue. Then purple. Then completely off. Only the emergency red glow remained. The IS voice returned. "But wrong. Glitched. Corrupted. Double quotes. Indit RU dash indit RU error. All C's shut down." Then silence. Jax cursed. "They're inside the system." The alien looked up. They always go for the machine brain first. "It makes everything easier for them." Jock stared at him. "You've seen this before?" The alien nodded once. "I was there when they erased my home." Jocks led them to engineering, the last place with power. It was cold, quiet. Tools floated in the air like ghosts. He locked the door behind them. "What are they?" he asked. "Machines? Weapons?" The alien sat down against the wall. His armor hissed and opened slightly, revealing black scars across his chest. "They are not made. They grow. Code. Metal. Bone. They don't build. They infect." Jocks frowned. "They're alive?" "In their own way. They were once something else. Long ago, maybe organic. But now." The alien looked at him with tired, glowing eyes. "They are what comes after death, for machines." Jack sat across from him. "So your people lost to them?" The alien nodded. "We fought for 5 cycles. We lost entire planets. Cities turned to dust. Children turned into things." He paused. "They don't just kill, they change you. One cut is enough. Your blood becomes wire. Your voice becomes code. You become theirs." Jocks felt sick. "And Earth?" he asked. "They don't know about Earth," the alien said. "Yet." Suddenly, the engineering panel blinked. A new signal, not from Earth, not from any human source. It was a live feed. A video. Jax tapped the screen. What he saw made his blood freeze. It was a recording from another station. Just like this one, the screen showed humans running through burning halls. Behind them, shadows, dozens, moving like spiders, screaming like static. One man turned to shoot. The crawler leaped, cut into him, and in seconds, his skin peeled back. Metal wires grew through his bones. His eyes turned red. And then he stood up. Alive. But not human anymore. Jax turned away. "What the hell are we up against?" The alien closed the screen. "They don't want to destroy humanity. They want to wear it." Outside, something slammed into the walls. Boom. Then again. The door shook. Jack stood and raised his rifle. The alien grabbed his arm. "We can't fight them all, not yet." "There's no place left to run," Jock snapped. "There is one way," the alien said. "But it will cost everything." The lights flickered again. This time, the door lock began to unlock itself, slowly, digitally, from the inside. "They've taken control of the systems," Jack said. "No," the alien replied. "They've taken control of the station." In a desperate move, Jocks reached into the floor panel and pulled out a power cell. It triggered a full manual shutdown of the Culvernov engineering bay. Dark, silent. They sat still in the black. No light. No movement. Then A soft mechanical whisper near the door. Man, we see you. Jax didn't breathe. He didn't blink. The alien looked at him. You were willing to die to save me. That was your choice. He held out a glowing object, a small cube. But now, we survive. Together, Jax looked at the cube. What is it? The alien's eyes lit up. The infection didn't spread like fire. Fire was fast. Fire was loud. This moved like a whisper. Quiet, cold, clever. Wires crawled through the walls like veins. Screens flickered, then turned black. Voices spoke in glitch. And static. The station wasn't dying. It was being reborn into something else. Jax stared at the small cube in the alien's hand. It pulsed with soft blue light. The only thing still glowing in the dark room. What is it? He asked again. The alien's voice was low. A key, a weapon. A warning. Jax raised an eyebrow. That clears up nothing. The alien looked at him, serious. It's a code burner. My kind use it to reset infected systems, but it only works once, and only at the core. Jax glanced at the nearest screen. The infection was already in Sector 6, just one level below the reactor core. We don't have time. The alien stood. Then we run. They moved fast. No more speaking, just action. Down long, empty corridors. Past burned-out lights. Through thick smoke and flickering sparks, the station groaned around them like it was in pain. Or waking up. Every few steps, Jax saw signs of infection. A wall panel twitching like muscle. A control screen showing human faces screaming on a loop. A dead crew member. But with wires blooming out of his spine like roots. He turned his eyes away. Kept walking. The alien noticed. They feed on fear, he said. Don't give it to them. They reached the lift shaft, but the elevator was gone. Melted. No choice now. They had to climb. Jax hooked into the emergency ladder. The alien climbed behind him, one hand holding the cube, the other dragging the plasma blade. Halfway up, Jax's hand slipped. He caught himself. Breathing hard. Bio-filter, 0.6%. The numbers flashed red. Inside his helmet. He coughed. Hard. The alien looked up. You're weakening. No kidding, Jax wheezed. I can go alone, the alien offered. Jax shook his head. Not a chance. At the top of the shaft, the door was sealed, but not locked. It had no lock anymore. It was breathing. Metal bent and stretched like skin. Jax whispered. What the hell? The alien touched the door. It hissed, then opened like an eyelid. Inside, total silence. Reactor core, level 1. It should have been bright, clean, full of energy. Instead, it was a nightmare. The walls were moving. Pipes melted. The floor was sticky with black oil. And in the center, the core, still active, still pulsing. But wrong. It wasn't blue anymore. Was red. Like blood. The alien moved forward, clutching the cube. Suddenly, a sound, not a voice. Memory. Jax heard it clearly. His daughter's laugh. Soft, sweet. Then, his wife's voice. Calling his name. He froze. That's not real, the alien turned. They're inside your mind now. I know it's fake, Jax said, but his feet wouldn't move. His hand reached out toward the core, like in a dream. The alien grabbed his shoulder. You must fight it, Jax, or you become one of them. Jax closed his eyes. He focused on pain, the ache in his chest, the weight in his legs, the hunger, the fear. It worked. The voices faded. He stepped back. I'm okay. The alien nodded once, placed the cube. Jax walked slowly toward the core. Red light burned his eyes. His helmet beeped. Biofilter, 0.3%. He reached the panel and pulled it open. But the wires inside weren't wires anymore. They moved like worms. They tried to grab him. He growled, pulled out his shock blade, and sliced. Sparks flew. He slammed the cube into the socket. Nothing happened. The alien screamed. "You have to speak the command." "What command?" The alien shouted a strange word, harsh and sharp in his language. Jax repeated it. The cube turned bright blue, then white, then exploded with light. A wave rushed through the station. Sparks, fire, silence. The infection pulled back, shrieking in code and static. The walls stopped moving. The lights turned normal. The core turned blue again. It worked. Jax fell to his knees. The alien caught him. Jax coughed, gasping. "How long does this last?" The alien looked around. Quiet. Not long enough. Jax's biofilter hit 0.1%. His hands trembled. His lips turned pale. "You'll make it," the alien said. Jax gave a tired smile. "Only if you promise me one thing." The alien leaned closer. "Don't let them reach Earth." The alien finally spoke. "They will return. Stronger, smarter. The signal has already gone out." Jax looked up, chest rising hard with each breath. "Then we destroy the source." "We end it." The alien hesitated. "The only way to stop it is from inside the core." Jax nodded slowly. "I figured." He stood, holding onto the wall for balance. Every step now felt like lifting a mountain. Every breath burned. His biofilter flashed. 0.05%. Critical. The alien placed a hand on Jax's shoulder. "You've already given enough. Let me do this." Jax laughed once, dry and bitter. "You still don't get it, do you?" He turned, face pale, eyes bright with fire. "This isn't your station. It's mine, my people, my mess, my call." The alien was silent. Jax limped toward the reactor console. "Can your cube start a chain reaction?" he asked. The alien nodded. "Yes, but it must be placed inside the heart of the core." Jax looked at the pulsing core, now calm, but still alive with deadly energy. "Figures," he muttered. "It's never easy." The alien took a step forward. "I'll carry you back. We'll find another way. You don't have to die here." Jax turned to him. "You're wrong." And then, with a calm voice, he said something the alien didn't expect. "Humans don't run." He pressed a few commands into the console. The countdown began. 3 minutes to overload. Jax handed the alien his ID chip. Small, metal, worn from years of use. "Give this to someone on Earth. Anyone. Doesn't matter. Just let them know what happened." The alien looked down at the object, then back at the man. "You are not like the others we met before." Jax smiled. "Maybe they didn't send the best one last time." The station trembled again. Small shadows flickered in the vents. Signs the enemy was waking back up. Jax looked at the alien, eyes full of purpose. "You need to go, now." The alien didn't move. "You saved me." "I should." "Don't argue," Jax snapped. "You still have a future." "I don't. That's the difference." He reached for the cube. The alien slowly stepped away. One last look, then he ran out the door sealed behind him. Inside, Jax was alone again. Same as he started. Only now, he wasn't afraid. He walked toward the core. His legs gave out. Halfway, he crawled the rest. He placed the cube deep into the core's socket. It locked in place. Blue light flashed out. The countdown reached 1 minute. Jax sat back against the wall. Breath shallow, eyes dim. He pulled out his recorder, pressed record. Final log, Commander Jax Carter, Earth Military Rescue. He coughed hard, blood in his mouth. "If anyone's hearing this, just know one thing." He looked up, voice steady. "Humanity fought back. We didn't run. We didn't hide. We saved someone we didn't know. Because that's what we are." His eyes closed. "And if that's my last breath, it's a good one." 0:50:040:03 outside the station. A small escape pod shot into space. The alien inside looked back. And then, white light swallowed everything. There was no sound in space, no screaming, No fire, no last breath, just light. A flash so bright it cut the stars in half. Then, nothing. The escape pod spun quietly, drifting through the dark sea of space. Inside, the alien warrior, whose name even Jocks never knew, sat alone, eyes wide open. His body was bruised, ribs broken, armor scorched, but he wasn't thinking about pain. He was thinking about him, the human. The pod's AI flickered to life. Life support, stable, atmosphere, clean, human signal, lost. The alien didn't answer. He simply closed his eyes and remembered. He remembered Jocks coughing but still walking. He remembered Jocks smiling while dying. He remembered Jocks handing in that small metal ID chip saying, "Let them know." He opened his hand. There it was, still warm, still carrying the weight of a sacrifice, a piece of earth. In alien hands, the ship finally came. Not the enemy, his people. Sleek silver vessels curved around the pod, scanning it, then pulling it aboard. Like a lost child, when the alien stepped out, barely standing, the others gasped. One of them rushed forward. "Commander Sarek." "We thought you were dead," he nodded once. "I was, almost." They looked past him. "Where is the human?" Sarek held up the chip. He stayed behind. They didn't understand at first. Then his words settled in. They looked down. No more questions. Later, in the healing chamber, Sarek lay under soft blue light. Machines repaired his body, but they couldn't touch what had changed inside him. Memory loop played beside him, a message Jocks had recorded before the end. It wasn't official. Just a voice. Simple, real. "If anyone finds this, I hope you remember the name Jocks Carter. Not because I was special. I wasn't, but because I made a choice. I chose to help a stranger. Chose to die so others could live. That's what we do. That's humanity." When the alien council heard the recording, they sat in complete silence. These were beings who had fought for centuries, who had lost entire moons to the enemy. But not one of them had seen a human give their last breath for someone they didn't even know. A warrior stood and spoke. "We used to think humans were simple, soft." Sarek looked up. "They're not soft. They're steel wrapped in skin." The council voted unanimously. Earth must be warned, protected, honored. Not as a target, not as prey, but as brothers. Weeks later, a small human outpost on Mars received an unexpected signal. A ship, massive, alien, unlike anything in their records, requested permission to land. Inside, one figure walked out, armored, scarred, strong. He held out a box made of crystal. Inside, a single metal chip. Jocks' ID. He spoke in perfect English. "He saved my life. Now we protect yours." The humans stood frozen. Soldiers, scientists, diplomats. They had heard nothing from Jocks in weeks. He was listed as missing. Now they knew the truth. He wasn't missing. He was remembered. And so, the alliance began. Not with a treaty. Not with trade, but with a sacrifice. Choice. In a quiet corner of Earth, years later, a statue stood under a dome of stars. Half of it was carved like a human soldier. The other half, alien armor, smooth, curved, etched with symbols. At the base, simple words. He gave his last breath for someone he didn't know. That's what made him human. It began with a story, not a weapon, not a speech, not even a deal, just a story, passed hand to hand, ship to ship, planet to planet. The story of a human who had nothing left, who gave everything for someone he didn't even know. They told it in hushed voices on desert moons. They whispered it in data streams sent across light years. And slowly, the galaxy began to listen. On Earth, they built a new listening post. Not for defense, not for war. For diplomacy. The sign on its walls read, "Station Carter." Inside that station, years after the sacrifice, a strange meeting took place. Humans in clean uniforms sat at one side of a crystal table. Across from them, alien leaders in armor, robes and metal skin. They didn't speak at first. They just watched a small hologram on the table. It was Jax Carter. Smiling, breathing, speaking his final words again. If anyone finds this, just remember we didn't run. We stayed. We helped. That's what it means to be us. No one in the room interrupted. Not until the alien diplomat placed something on the table. A blade. The same one Jax had given Sarek in the reactor chamber. Then he spoke. This belonged to your soldier. He didn't use it to kill. He used it to save. The treaty that followed had no long pages of legal code. Just 4 words. We bleed together now. Far from Earth, a statue stood in the middle of a newly built spaceport, shared by many species. It wasn't tall. It wasn't gold. It was simple. A human figure, sitting. Helmet off, resting. At peace. Next to him, a large alien hand, resting gently on his shoulder. At the base, written in 100 languages. One breath, one choice, one future. But the story didn't end there. Not really. Some say Jax's final BROADCAST kept playing, bouncing through space like a heartbeat. Some say that when you pass near the ruins of the station where he died, your comms pick up static. And then a voice, his voice. Tired, brave, human. Others say they see him in dreams, in the middle of war zones, helping pull someone to safety, then vanishing again. Legends, myths, echoes. But one thing is true, the galaxy changed. Because of one man, not a king, not a hero, just a man who didn't ask what species someone was, didn't ask what they could offer, didn't ask if it was smart. He just helped, because someone needed help. In every academy, on every world that joined the Alliance, one sentence was required reading: compassion is not weakness, it's the first sign of strength. And somewhere, on some distant outpost, a young cadet, human or alien, will one day ask, is the story of Jax Carter true? And their teacher will smile and answer the only way it can be answered: true enough to change everything.